Today, we'll be getting into Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party for 2026 and the offerings available during Halloween season at Walt Disney World. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to the Parks podcast. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Lucy.
Today is Sunday, August 9th, and you're listening to episode 152, Halloween at Walt Disney World in 2026. Before we get into today's main topic, here's what's going on in the parks right now. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party had its first party of the season on August 7th, which was Friday, and the second one is actually tonight, August 11th, as this episode airs. Like, not today, because obviously it's Sunday, but yeah, Tuesday is the second party of the season. The weather held up for the guests of the party this Friday, which is awesome to see because that's always a little bit hit and miss, especially at this time of year. And of course, there's a ton of new offerings and returning offerings. So think like snacks, merchandise, popcorn buckets, entertainment, and much more, which we'll get into more in depth in today's episode. Over at Disney's Lakeshore Lodge, which is the new DVC Deluxe Resort coming to the Bay Lake area, not far from where Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness currently sit, Disney announced the restaurants we can expect to find at the resort. So you're going to have Moon Glade. This is going to be a table service restaurant right on the water with beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Bay Lake. Think like, similar to Geyser Point and like Narcoossee's.
It's going to be very nice.
Yeah, like on the water, right?
Yeah.
With like views of potentially fireworks,
Absolutely.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Bay Lake Provisions will be the quick service location. Paint Out Point Bar and Grill is going to be a table service lounge situation. I would think like this is more close to the pool area. So I would think this is more like Geyser Point or like Wailulu over at the Island Tower. Those kinds of vibes. And lastly, Dandelion Terrace, which is going to be a lounge overlooking Bay Lake, offering beautiful sweeping views of the Magic Kingdom fireworks. That's actually in the artwork.
Very nice.
Yes, and they have like floating chandeliers that also kind of look like dandelions, but also kind of like fireworks.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool in there, I think. And reminder that the resort is set to open sometime in 2027. We don't know exactly when just yet, but we can't wait to visit it when it does open.
Oh, absolutely. A new resort is always exciting to go check out.
Absolutely, for sure. Over at Magic Kingdom, the Diamond Horseshoe will become a lounge for a limited time once Cool Kids Summer ends. And essentially the current offering, which is Jesse's Roundup Review, wraps up. That's going to be on September 8th. It's going to serve up some light bites and beverages. They shared a sneak peek at the menu, which includes like a charcuterie board situation with like hanging bacon. It actually looks pretty good.
Yum.
We don't have an opening date for that just yet, but hopefully we'll hear more on that soon. And then maybe we can check that out in October.
For sure. Over at Epcot, the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is less than 3 weeks away. Disney shared that there will be a Cheers to Cheese exhibit inside the Communicore Hall from September 18th to November 8th.
Which I'm super bummed about because I will miss that on my September trip because I leave on September 13th.
Yes.
But we will catch that in October when we go back as a family.
For sure.
Yeah.
Over at Disney Springs, Six Ravens had its soft opening this week. This is Gideon's new savory treat location that serves up hand pies and dipping sauces and house-made root beer. Initial reaction is split. Some people love it, some people not so much. So your mileage may vary here.
Yeah, depending on your tastes. Yeah.
And we spoke about this last week, but there's a new annual pass holder magnet coming to Hollywood Studios from August 11th to September 24th. It'll feature Kermit the Frog, and you can pick yours up at Mickey Shorts Theater.
Yeah, we're going to get that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then over at Disneyland Resort, Haunted Mansion closed over the weekend for its yearly Haunted Mansion Holiday Overlay. This is one of, if not the best holiday overlay of all the attractions in the domestic parks. It's sad to have the attraction close routinely to switch it back and forth, but man, oh man, it is a fun experience for sure.
Beautiful.
It closed on August 8th, and it is set to reopen on August 21st.
Yeah, exactly. And for us, not much is new this week. Lucy was actually away in the Yukon with the kids all last week, so I flew solo here at home.
Yeah, we had a great trip. My sister and her husband and 2 kids live up there. My parents were already up there because they had driven up 2 weeks prior. And so we spent the whole week just kind of hanging around Yukon. I've never been. We went into Alaska, into Skagway, which was very nice. And then, I flew home yesterday, which was Saturday. And then the kids started their long car journey home with my parents. So they decided my parents, because they're wonderful and are willing to take on a challenge, decided to take my 2 kids and my niece My nephew is still too young to do this kind of trip. They decided to take them from the Yukon all the way back here to Regina. So they have lots of fun stops along the way.
They're stopping at West Edmonton Mall,
which is the biggest mall. I don't know if it's still in the world, but it's the biggest mall in Canada.
In Canada, for sure. I don't think the world, no. Yeah.
And there's a huge water park inside of West Edmonton Mall. So they're actually going to spend the entire day there on Wednesday. My parents rented a cabana. They're just spoiling them. And they're going to make such great memories with their cousin Adele. And it's just going to be so fun.
For sure. Then they come back to us on Thursday.
Yeah, they get here on Thursday. They're home for 2 days. And then the kids and I head up north in northern Saskatchewan to do some fishing and basically cabin camping, I'll call it, for 4 nights. So that'll be really exciting. Our niece will be with us as well. So it's just a fun way to kind of end the summer.
Yep, exactly. Wrap up the summer before school starts and activities and dance and all the things for them too.
And then the chaos of life begins.
Yep, and I'm happy you guys had a blast, but I'm certainly happy to have you home, and I'm looking forward to seeing the kids again too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And aside from that, we're actually going to be making our advanced dining reservations for our October trip bright and early on Tuesday morning. So again, as this episode airs, we'll have pretty much done it already. We'll be up just before 4 a.m. because we're 2 hours behind Eastern Standard Time here. We're Central Standard Time, and we don't actually observe daylight savings. So at this time of year, we're 2 hours behind. So this is our usual practice, right? Short-term pain for the dining we want on our trip. We'll make a pot of coffee, and I'll be shocked if it takes us any more than like 10 minutes. It doesn't usually take us very long at all. So we're trying for, among other things, Topolino's Breakfast, Cape May Cafe, Homecoming, Ohana, Beacon Barrel, and a few others. And I'm confident that we should be able to get what we're looking for.
I think so.
And we're also going to do Caring for Giants on our Animal Kingdom Day, which I'm super looking forward to.
I'm so excited for that. I think the kids are going to think that's a really fun adventure.
For sure. Definitely. With that said, let's get into today's main topic, which will be Halloween time at Walt Disney World, specifically for 2026. So it's that time of year again, and it seems crazy to be talking about it this early in the season.
Well, we were walking through Costco this morning, and the Halloween decorations are in full swing. So.
And like HomeSense and everywhere else, right? It seems to come earlier and earlier each passing year. And yeah, like Lucy said, it's popping up in Costco, HomeSense, and other stores too. Like coffee shops everywhere now are starting up their pumpkin spice push, right?
That's true.
For the season. So it's just the reality nowadays. And of course, Walt Disney World's no different, right? Halloween decorations have been sprouting over the last week, and the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party was on Friday, like we said. So Magic Kingdom obviously is already all decked out for the season. That's over a week than it actually was last year. So last year, the first party was on August 15th. So that's basically a full 3 months of Halloween, all of August, all of September, and all of October, obviously, to Halloween.
And then it jumps right into Christmas after that, like the next day.
Exactly. And that's why I love this time of year at Walt Disney World, because essentially Halloween kicks off in early August, and then that's basically parties and festivals until after New Year's, right?
So there's much fun.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, right? Like we were saying, August through October, and then food and wine into late August all the way to the end of November. And then November and December is Christmas at Walt Disney World, right? So that means Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Jollywood Nights, and Festival of the Holidays. That all kicks off pretty much right when Halloween ends.
Yeah.
So long story short, August through December is just a great time to visit pretty much at any time during those months. It's by far like the chunk of time between August and December is my favorite time of year for Walt Disney World, because there's always something going on.
Couldn't agree more.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
Now, the biggest reoccurring offering for the Halloween season is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. This is a hard-ticketed event, meaning you do need a separate ticket to attend the party. So even if you did have a day ticket for Magic Kingdom, if you wanted to stay for the party, you also need a party ticket. The flip side of that is that if you are just coming for the party, you actually don't need a park ticket on top of that. You only need a party ticket. Your party ticket gives you access to Magic Kingdom as early as 4 p.m., which is actually really nice.
Yeah, for sure, because it gives you a full 8 hours in the park.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Day guests can stay in the park until 6 p.m. So that means that there will be a mix of day guests and party guests in Magic Kingdom between 4 and 6 p.m. So the park does tend to feel a little bit more crowded during those 2-hour windows. And then the party officially kicks off at 7 p.m. and runs through to midnight, which is a pretty tight window of time considering everything that there is to do and see here.
Yeah, for sure. You do get a full 8 hours in the park. But yes, that's an important distinction to make, is that party offerings outside of Jack and Sally do start at 7. So that's really only that 5-hour time frame. And in terms of tickets, this year the range is from $119 to $229 per guest, which is the same as last year. So that's actually nice. Typically speaking, the first party and the parties closest to Halloween are going to be more expensive, with the dates earlier in the season being the least expensive. So for example, the only 2 dates where tickets were the lowest, right? So 119 was August 11th and 14th, and those are already sold out. And then Halloween is obviously the most expensive at $229. Everything else falls just somewhere in between, getting progressively higher as the season wears on. There's also a $10 discount per ticket on select nights for annual pass holders and DVC members, which is a nice perk. But as the dates get closer to Halloween, that is not an option. So it's usually the earlier dates in the season.
Yeah.
So like we said earlier, the first party was the 7th, which is more than a week earlier than last year. And then there are 9 parties in August. So the 7, 11, 14, 18, 21st, 23rd, 25th, 28th, and 30th. These all fall on either Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. In September, there are 13 parties. So that's September 1, 4, 8, 11, 13, 15, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25, 27, and 29. These are all on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, with a few Thursdays added later in the month. And then finally, October has obviously the most parties. There's 16 parties. This is October 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 13th, 15th, which is when we're going as a family. And then 16th, 18th, 22nd, 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th, and Halloween. And these all fall on all days of the week. So basically, yeah, it's kind of a mix. So as of this recording, out of all these parties, the ones that are sold out are August 7th, 11th, 14th, 18th, and 21st, September 4th and 8th, and then October 9th, 13th, and 31st. So just to be clear, that was like as of yesterday when I was gathering these details. It might have changed in the time that this episode airs, right? So again, we're recording on Sunday, and then you're going to be listening to this on Tuesday at the earliest. So just go online to make sure if you're thinking about booking, don't delay because the dates are selling out every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are selling out more quickly than they even did last year. It just seems that the Halloween season has definitely gained some popularity as the years go on.
For sure.
I definitely see it. More people are into it.
Yeah. Even outside of the parks.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a trip this fall and you want to attend a party, just make sure you lock in those tickets as soon as you know which day you want to go.
For sure. Yep.
Now, in terms of what is going on at the party, there's a lot. And for us, the biggest reason to attend the party is to catch the exclusive entertainment offerings. The big 3 are Mickey's Boo-to-You Halloween Parade, the Hocus Pocus Villains Spectacular, and Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular. The parade features a ton of characters, including some of the villains that you don't get to see very often, if at all, outside of the party. And then you're also going to get to see Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, and Clarabelle Cow dressed as the Sanderson sisters, which is absolutely awesome.
Always awesome to see them dressed up like that, for sure. And the song during the parade is pretty good too. It's going to get stuck in your head for sure. And especially because it just plays on a loop, right? When you're waiting for it to get to you. And I've said this before plenty of times, right? But my favorite part of this parade by far, it's not even close, is the gravediggers, because they carry around metal shovels and they kind of make sparks by dragging them on the ground, which, like
so fun.
A+, top notch. It's my favorite. There are also other great characters like the Hitchhiking Ghosts, which I love to see all the time, among many, many others, right? And if weather permits, the Headless Horseman is actually also going to kick off the parade about 10 minutes or so before the parade actually kicks off. So make sure that if you want to see that you're at your parade spot nice and early. We love this parade, okay? So not that we should compare it, but it is better than Festival of Fantasy in our opinion, and even slightly better than Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Again, it's just that good. And we like Christmas way more than Halloween, right? Which I think speaks just to the quality of the parade. Having seen Starlight Dream the Night Away parade now as well, I still think this tops that.
For sure.
So that's saying something.
Absolutely. So the Boo-to-You parade happens twice each party night. Again, that is weather permitting. So you should have 2 chances to catch it. But in case of adverse weather, which can definitely happen because daily showers are common and most party nights are in the middle of hurricane season.
That's right. Yep.
So the first parade is at 8:15 and then the second one is at 11:15. The second parade tends to be less busy because many families with younger kids will try to see that first parade and then potentially leave right after the fireworks. So you may find that the second parade is a little bit more quiet.
For sure.
But again, keep an eye on that weather. If it's calling for rain later, you may not want to risk it and not seeing it at all.
That's right. Yep.
Or that might be a gamble you're willing to take.
Yeah, it's... You kind of always have to weigh that, right? And the weather can be dicey this time of year. So it's
we've been to the party twice and we've been very fortunate. And
just a little bit of rain, but nothing enough to cancel any entertainment. So yes, fingers crossed that's going to hold up for us this year with the kids. Yeah. Now, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular is hosted by the Sanderson sisters, and there are a ton of appearances from other villains from classic Disney films. So think like Dr. Facilier, Maleficent, Jack Skellington, Oogie Boogie, Hades, among many, many others. And of course, right, as you'd expect, it's a Disney show. So there's singing, dancing, and then of course, like lights, projections, and plenty of special effects, right? Everything that the castle can do, so to speak. And there's several showtimes throughout the night too. So you have a few chances to kind of work it into your plans depending on how you want to structure your night. Okay. So the parties in August and September, the showtimes will be 9:05, 10:35, and midnight. In October through to Halloween, they actually had a fourth show at 7:35, just giving you even more flexibility to either just catch it earlier or later, again, depending what you're planning for your evening. All of this information is going to be on the My Disney Experience app. So there's actually a whole event guide on there. So definitely double check that in the days leading up to your party. It's a great, great show. And again, probably the best stage show of any of the parties.
Agreed.
So you should definitely not miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the fireworks show for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular, which is projections, lasers, fireworks, music, and more. Jack Skellington usually makes an appearance, and you can see him from further away. But if you do want a good look or a decent photo, you may want to position yourself closer to the stage. But the flip side of that is that it might be harder to see all of the fireworks that are going on behind the castle. So that's a decision you have to make, being closer to the stage or having a wider angle view kind of thing. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy also make appearances during the fireworks, and the whole spectacular puts on a heavy emphasis on villains, which makes sense because it's a Halloween show.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of our favorite fireworks displays for sure, but we will say that it doesn't surpass Happily Ever After. That one just holds a special place in our hearts with the memories we've made with our kids watching that one.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah.
But we would say it is on par with Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And we would even say that the fireworks in particular are better at Christmas.
Yeah, I would say that's one thing that Christmas does better. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Unlike the other party offerings, the fireworks only happen once, and that's usually at 10 p.m., so make sure not to miss that one.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing to keep in mind, too, is that just like the parade, the show and the fireworks are subject to cancellation with inclement weather, right? And I know we keep saying that, but speaking from experience, this can be a serious drag on your party experience as a whole, right? But remember that it's for the safety just of the cast members and the performers. We know that's little consolation, right? But it happens. And again, especially at this time of year. If the earlier shows happen to get canceled, you do have the chance to catch them later, right? If the weather improves. So there is that, or vice versa is also true, right? Again, just weighing that. Do you go early and risk, you know, it not happening?
Just be checking the weather that day. That's all you can do.
That's the thing. There's always some hope is what we're getting at, though.
The weather beforehand, like the day before, the weather might show something completely different than the day of, right?
Yes,
like weather's
even in the morning.
Yes,
and it could
exactly.
change,
So like just keep your eye on it as the day goes on.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, but that's for the parade and the show, the multiple show times, right? The fireworks really only happen once. Okay. So like any other fireworks show that can also be canceled due to weather. So again, it's just important to manage your expectations when it comes to that because it's just the reality. We're all at the mercy of the weather.
Totally.
The party also has plenty of meet and greets, right? The most popular is, of course, Jack Skellington and Sally, right? They meet in Town Square. Other confirmed meet and greets for this year are Mickey and Minnie in their Halloween attire. That's also at Town Square Theater. Over at Agrabah Marketplace in Adventureland, you're going to find Aladdin, Abu, Princess Jasmine, and Genie. In Frontierland, you'll find Chip and Dale near the exit of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Shaker, Wendell, Romeo McGraw, and Big Al. That's kind of throughout Frontierland. In Fantasyland, you have several. So Alice, Mad Hatter, and the Queen of Hearts outside of Mad Tea Party makes sense, right? Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella, Ariel, and Prince Eric. That's near Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Gaston near Gaston's Tavern. Pluto near the entrance to Storybook Circus. And then Donald and Daisy and their Halloween attire over at Pete's Silly Sideshow. And then Pooh dressed as a bumblebee, Piglet dressed as a butterfly,
so cute.
Eeyore dressed as a clown, and then Tigger dressed as a pirate. They are over at the Thoughtful Spot. So I would say this is the second most popular.
Oh, the lineups are always massive there.
Jack and Sally, exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
You're also going to see Maribel and Bruno at the Liberty Square gazebo. There will be haunted mansion residents over near that attraction as well. The Cadaver Dans, you will see them make an appearance throughout the night over in Frontierland. You can catch them at 7, 7:50, 8:45, 9:30, 10:50, and 11:45. And the Hitchhiking Ghosts will alternate there as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Those are so much fun. Everybody needs
love
to check
those.
that. Yeah. They need to check them out.
Yeah.
Max and the Powerline Pack is new for this year, and they will have 5 performances at 7, 7:55, 8:50, 10:25, and 11:25. Over near Pirates of the Caribbean, kids can take part in Captain Jack's Buccaneer Bash. Disney says Captain Jack Sparrow has come to recruit new crew members and teach them how to be pirates. So that will be a fun little activity.
For sure.
You'll get to see a pirate band, jugglers, and hear stories or sailor superstitions. So that's definitely a fun time over in Adventureland. And then over at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, you have the Destination Descendants Party. Here, your little ones are going to be able to join the villains' kids and friends in an interactive party environment based on the Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland movie. Kids are going to be able to dance, interact with characters, and then take part in other fun activities. And then still in Tomorrowland at the Rocket Tower Plaza stage, you're going to find Stitch's Masquerade Matchup, which is where you'll be able to join Stitch, Angel, and Lilo for interactive dance celebration, interactive games, candy giveaways, and more. That sounds a lot of fun. Our daughter, Sophia, will definitely love that. She still loves Stitch secretly, even if she won't always admit it.
Yeah.
And all of this will be from 7 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah, no, she's definitely still a Stitch
Yeah,
fan.
you're right. Yeah.
Her bedding is all Stitch. Yeah. Everything is Stitch. So
Stitch is so cute.
Yeah. In terms of attraction overlays, there's really not many that get a specific Halloween overlay, but Space Mountain, Mad Tea Party, and Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor all get spooky overlays. Okay, so Space Mountain is going to be pitch black and play a spooky soundtrack. Mad Tea Party gets a special lighting that kind of has like reddish hues a spookier vibe, right? And then the humor gets a Halloween twist at Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, but this also doubles as a trick-or-treat station. Okay, so you can actually sit down and watch for a little while, or you can actually just walk through, get your candy, a couple of laughs as you're getting kind of walking through there, right? It's your call.
I'm sure they'll make fun of you in some way if they can pick you out. If you're not too many people there, they'll be like, oh, look at you getting candy. I don't know. They'll say something.
They for sure will. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Haunted Mansion here, obviously on the East Coast, unfortunately doesn't get a specific overlay, but they usually have like characters out and about, right? And then special lighting outside of the attraction during party hours, right? So it's definitely worth doing because, it's the Halloween party. So you should definitely go to Haunted Mansion.
Agreed. And another thing you're going to find at the party is the trick-or-treat stations throughout the park. This is normally marked with glowing inflatable markers, so you really can't miss them. And you can also map them out on your My Disney Experience app if you're not quite sure where they all are. There's going to be 13 stations this year. The first is located where guests will enter the party, which is up on Market Street, in behind the right side of Main Street.
That's right.
And this one is only open until 8 p.m. because that's just where everybody's getting funneled in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then in Tomorrowland, you have one at the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, like we were saying, one across the street where Stitch's Great Escape used to be. In Storybook Circus, there's one at Dumbo and another one at the Railroad Station. In Fantasyland, there's one at Enchanted Tales with Belle, one at Princess Fairy Tale Hall right behind the castle, and then another one in Mickey's PhilharMagic. They also have fun characters posted up in these stations too, and we weren't expecting it. We did that one at the PhilharMagic, I think is where we were,
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw the Evil Queen and Maleficent there. Or maybe it was at Fairy Tale Hall. I can't remember where. But yeah, we were just surprised to see them. And it was actually really nice because you're right next to them. We were able to get some selfies with them,
that's
too.
right. That was the first time we ever went to a Mickey's Not So Scary. And that was the first trick-or-treat station we hit outside of the one that you get on the entrance. And
we don't tend to do a ton of the trick-or-treating because...
we don't need that much candy.
And we travel light. So... But our kids will just think this is so fun.
Sure.
I'm excited for them to get to do it.
Yes.
Because trick-or-treating is still so fun for them. So
Absolutely.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Then over in Frontierland, you have one at the Diamond Horseshoe and another one near Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. In Adventureland, there's one at Tortuga Tavern, the Enchanted Tiki Room, and Sunshine Tree Terrace. So there's a bunch of them, right? And you can hit them all, right? Or just a few or none at all, right? Like Lucy was saying, it's completely up to you based on, what you want to do. One thing we will say is that sometimes the lineups look kind of intimidating, so they can look really long, but don't let the lines deter you, okay? Because the lines move super quick.
Literally, they give you a bag at the beginning, and you just hold it out, and the cast members are dumping in there.
It's quick,
and you just
right?
Move.
It's just candy goes in, and then you move on, right? So it doesn't take long.
Agreed.
You do get an assortment of treats, so it changes a little bit year over year. So
whoever's sponsoring with them, probably.
Yeah, right.
Hershey versus
like
whatever.
M&M's, Starburst, Twix, like
Snickers,
those kinds of things, right? That's what you can expect to find. And if you are visiting every station, we promise you that tote bag that you get is just not going to be enough. So if you are planning on stopping at every station, bring a bigger bag, right?
Agreed.
Because you're going to run out of room. And you really can collect as much as you can carry. Okay, so
they're not going to stop you.
No, exactly. We should also mention too that allergy-friendly treats are also available upon request. Right, you get a special teal tote bag. It's actually different than the black one they're giving out this year. It's teal, and they're actually going to usually give you tokens that you can redeem at the Merchant of Venus, which is over in Tomorrowland, or the Liberty Square ticket office in Liberty Square. Right, they're going to essentially switch those tokens for allergy-free sweets. And in case you've got somebody in your party with allergies.
Yeah, absolutely. You also have several special party PhotoPass spots and magic spots. You'll see PhotoPass cast members posted at these locations. This year, they're going to be at Town Square Holiday, Main Street, USA, near Cinderella Castle, at the Liberty Square Bridge, Hall of Presidents, the Tiana's Bayou Adventure Marquee, at Haunted Mansion, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Rapunzel's Courtyard, the Fantasyland Wall near Pinocchio Village House, and the Tomorrowland Bridge. You can map all of these out on the My Disney Experience app. You don't have to memorize them.
For sure.
If there is a specific one that you want to get your photo taken at. And your party ticket does not include a photo pass. So this is a separate purchase you're going to have to make if you want those photos.
Yeah, no different than your park day, right? So if you want your photos, you can buy it just for the day or for the length of your trip, right? That's up to you.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't be a Magic Kingdom party or any other Disney event for that matter without event-exclusive merchandise, right? So you're going to find Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party exclusive stuff, right? So they have apparel, accessories, ornaments, pins, among other items only during party hours, okay? So these are available both at the Emporium on Main Street, but also at Star Traders over in Tomorrowland, okay? So pro tip, it's always, and I mean always, way busier at the Emporium. So we strongly suggest doing your shopping at Star Traders, which is in Tomorrowland. Okay, just trust us. The lines are going to be much, much shorter here. This year, they have a black tee and a black crew neck sweater that looks really, really good. And the mini ears are also super cute. They're black with like a bat in the middle where the bow normally goes. It looks like bat wings essentially. And they also have a purple Spirit jersey that I have my eye on and I just might have actually to get. But yeah, I'm not likely to wear it at the party, obviously, because it's going to likely be like 90 degrees. But I can wear it up here. It's going to be cold here than in October. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like any other event, Disney Parks blog dropped their foodie guide for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party just recently. Exclusive snacks are another big draw for a lot of folks, us included. It's important to note, though, that some of these snacks are available during regular park hours during the Halloween season, meaning they can be purchased at any time, not just during the party hours. But some of the offerings are only available during the party hours to the party guests, which adds a little bit more exclusivity because you have to be at the party to get them, similar to the merch.
For sure.
The merch only comes out during the party hours and it goes away.
Yeah, and the same thing with the snacks. Yeah.
So at Casey's Corner, you have returning the Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn french fries, hot dog, and mini corn dogs. These come with fire roasted corn, queso fresco, jalapeno ranch, and cilantro. And then new for this year, they have the Headless Horseman Treat, which is a pumpkin pie tart topped with whipped cheesecake, spiced caramel panna cotta, candied pecans, and marshmallow buttercream flames. All of these are party exclusive. So when we say that, only at the party.
Yeah, exactly. And over at Main Street Bakery, right, which is the Starbucks, they have returning their Mickey-shaped cheesecake and a Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll with white icing and Halloween sprinkles, right? They had this last year and years before. Both of these are party exclusive. The Plaza Ice Cream Parlor next door gets the returning pumpkin sundae with pumpkin gelato, pumpkin spice caramel sauce, pumpkin brittle, and Halloween sprinkles. This is going to be available both during regular and party hours. The Plaza Table Service Restaurant also gets the Devilish Crispy Chicken Sandwich and the Phantom Pecan Caramel Cheesecake, which apparently is amazing.
Ooh.
Both are new for this year, and they also have returning the Skull Meatloaf and the Goblins and Ghoulies Cocktail. All of these are available during regular and party hours.
I wonder if you can go in and just get that cheesecake. You don't have to have a reservation, do you? At the Plaza?
At the Plaza, you will need a reservation for sure.
So you can't just go and grab it and keep walking around the party.
That's the thing, because like Plaza Ice Cream Parlor will have treats, but then Plaza, the restaurant proper, also has these.
Fair.
That's right. Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies, which is over in Tomorrowland, has returning their Candy Bowl Sundae made with vanilla soft serve, topped with chocolate cone dip, Snickers bar pieces, Twix cookie bar pieces, M&Ms, and the Cauldron Cold Brew with pumpkin spice foam and Halloween sprinkles. Both are returning from last year, and they're only available during party hours.
Pumpkin is
heavy
this year, which is not my favorite flavor, but that's okay.
It depends on what.
Depends on what, exactly.
In coffee, it's super good. Yeah.
Yes. Over at the lunching pad, there's the returning creepy kimchi hot dog topped with sriracha cream cheese, kimchi, and Hades relish. The jalapeno popper hot dog topped with queso fundido, pickled and fried jalapenos, bacon, and onions. And then the ghoulish blue raspberry slushy, which is made with Fanta blue raspberry slushy with black vanilla drizzle. These are all returning from last year, and they have the new Hades cake pops. These are Mexican hot chocolate cake with popping candies dipped in chocolate with blue marshmallow fire, and all of these are party exclusive.
Yeah, apparently that cake pop is really, really good. The Mexican chocolate cake is apparently Really nice. Yeah.
I wish it didn't have the candies on it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, we might still have to try it.
Yep.
Over at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland, they have the sweet and spicy chicken strips drizzled with Korean barbecue sauce and topped with black sesame seeds, fried garlic, and green onions. That sounds amazing.
Yep.
I love a good chicken strip. The mini witch hat, which is a sugar cookie topped with strawberry banana mousse, chocolate, and buttercream. So cute.
So if you remember that, we had this.
I don't remember that flavor though.
We had it in 2024 and it wasn't banana strawberry.
Yeah.
It was like chocolate peanut butter.
Yes.
Which is way up more my alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a very cute looking dessert.
I might have to try it just for that reason alone.
I know.
But yeah.
The strawberry banana might be okay.
It might be okay. It might be okay. Yep.
There's also the Oogie Boogie Slushie, which was named the Not a Poisoned Apple Slushie last year. So now it's called the Oogie Boogie one. It's made with a frozen apple cider topped with cinnamon whipped cream and sour gummy candies. And it is green.
Yep. Oogie Boogie
Shocking.
makes sense. Yep.
All of these are the returning items minus the name. And then new this year is the Fang-tastic Garlic Butter Burger, which is an Angus beef burger with boursin and brie fondue, crispy onions, and garlic pickles on a toasted black bun served with French fries. All of this is party exclusive.
Yeah, that's right. And then over at Cheshire Cafe, they're going to have the Queen of Hearts tart.
I saw a video of this. It
That's
looks super
right.
cute.
Yeah. And it's made with sour cherry pie filling, which will be available during regular park hours. And then they also have it at Storybook Treats. And then Storybook Treats is also going to have the Ursula cone made with a wild berry soft serve with candy coral and citrus cotton candy and a black vanilla cone. So obviously kind of looks like Ursula.
Yeah.
They will only be available during party hours over here. So Storybook Treats for that Queen of Hearts tart, you can get it during party hours. If you want it during daytime hours, it's over at Cheshire Cafe.
Awesome.
The Friar's Nook gets the haunting jalapeno ranch tops, topped with black bean chili, cheddar cheese sauce, and jalapeno ranch. The Bowl of Bones, which are pork wings fried with jalapenos and tossed in barbecue sauce made with cherry Coca-Cola. The Buffalo Chicken Hand Pie with blue cheese crumbles and buffalo ranch. That's been around for a while.
It has been, yeah.
We've tried it a couple times. It's pretty
okay,
good.
yeah.
They also have the Not So Poison Apple Donuts, which are apple cider donuts rolled in a apple cider sugar and drizzled with caramel sauce. These are all returning from last year and are all exclusive to the party.
Pinocchio Village House will have returning the Phantasmal Fried Pumpkin Ravioli served with black garlic aioli and a side Caesar salad. The Undead Garlic Parmesan Chicken Strips tossed in garlic parmesan sauce, Parmesan cheese, and then served with French fries. And they also have the Scary Ghost Slushie with blue raspberry slushie and marshmallow foam. And then new for this year, the Cruella Cookie Sandwich made with chocolate cookies filled with a raspberry ganache dipped in white chocolate and sprinkles. And the Fra Diavolo Chicken Sandwich, which is a fried chicken breast with Fra Diavolo sauce, cheese, basil pesto, and arugula on a ciabatta bun served with French fries. All of these are party exclusive.
Yeah, that's right. And then over at Columbia Harbor House, they get the S'mores Cup, which they had last year. So this is layers of graham cracker crumbs, chocolate ganache, chocolate popping candies, and milk chocolate panna cotta. This is available during regular park hours only. Okay, so only during regular park hours. Yeah.
Interesting.
And at Liberty Square Market, you're going to find the Magic Potion Slushie, which is a blue Fanta raspberry slushie with yuzu. And it changes color actually from blue to green when you stir it. So that's pretty cool.
Or kids would think that's fun.
We might have to get one of these for them.
I think they can share
it.
that one, yeah.
Exactly. This is available during park hours and until 8:30 p.m. during the party. So
I kind of like that we could get it during our park hours versus the party.
For sure, or early in the party.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. And over at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, they get a whole new menu except for the returning pumpkin spice funnel cake sundae. But for new items, they have the Doom Buggy dumplings, which are apparently really good. They are chicken dumplings with red miso, gochujang sauce, furikake, and chili threads.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then I want to try this. So the Graveyard hot chicken and waffle made with Nashville hot chicken strips, blue cornmeal waffle, and pickle ranch. That sounds
amazing. Okay, we're having that for sure. That sounds amazing.
Right up my alley. Yeah. And then we'll definitely be trying that. And then the Hatbox Ghost Pop made with chocolate crumbs layered with chocolate mousse and dulce de leche topped with blue crispy pearls and a chocolate piece. All of these are party exclusive.
All of that sounds amazing.
I want to try that too. Yeah.
I want to try the dumplings. I want to try the chicken and waffle and the ghost pop.
Yeah, we can share it between the four of us.
I think that's a really fun meal.
Yeah, definitely.
Over at Pico's Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, they have the returning buzzard wings, which are whole chicken wings tossed with grilled onions, jalapenos, and lime. They also have the pumpkin mini churros rolled in orange sugar and served with pumpkin cheesecake dip. And then for new items, they have the Cursed Cowboy Fries, which are sweet potato fries topped with barbecue burned ends, chipotle queso, pico de gallo, and crispy jalapenos. That actually sounds really tasty.
Yep.
And they have the Frightful Black Bean Burger topped with jalapeno ranch slaw and jalapeno chips served with French fries. So that is plant-based. And then they have the Skullicious Cake, which is a chocolate cake with chocolate mousse and peanut butter. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Buttercream topped with chocolate popping candies and a chocolate cookie crust.
They had me at peanut butter.
They did have you at peanut butter for sure.
Yep.
They also have the Guava Lemon Slushy with cheesecake foam, Halloween sprinkles, and a sugar spider. These are all party exclusive.
And then at Golden Oak Outpost, they have 3 returning options this year. So the Cajun crawfish and sausage poutine. Okay, so this is waffle fries, cheese curds, and Cajun crawfish andouille sausage gravy. The beignets from Beyond, which is powdered sugar with chocolate cookie pieces over cookies and cream cheese icing. And the honey hot lemonade, which is a regular lemonade with a hot honey and chili lime rim. Okay, so really the only thing that makes it hot is the rim. These are exclusive to the party. Yeah. And then at Aloha Isle, they get the Dole Whip Mango and Chamoy Float, right? So this is returning. This is the Dole Whip Mango with Dole Pineapple Juice, Chamoy, and Chili Lime Seasoning. This is available both during party and regular park hours. And that's it for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. But while we're on the topic of food, Disney Springs dropped their own foodie guide for Halloween treats as well. So foodie guides are like coming left, right, and center here. But the stuff that is going to be at Disney Springs is going to be on offer from August 11th, right? So this is today as this episode airs, all the way through November 9th. So even after the Halloween season.
That's right.
Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar is getting some fun eats and seasonal drinks, of course. They always do. Amorette's Patisserie will have themed treats as well. So think like, their sweet stuff. Homecoming, Chicken Guy, Cityworks, Dockside Margaritas, Eat by Manit, Aaron McKenna's Bakery, Everglaze Donuts, Frontera Cucina, The Ganachery. They actually have a pumpkin spice malted chocolate chiller, like drink that looks amazing that I really want to try. And they also have those Haunted Mansion portrait bars, which I love Haunted Mansion. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Haleo, Joffrey's, Paddlefish, Raglan Road, Rainforest Cafe, Splitsville, Summer House on the Lake. They have a seasonal cookie at their bakery. Swirls on the Water is getting a super cute vampire Mickey cone with chocolate and pumpkin soft serve that I really, really want to try. T-Rex Cafe, Terralina, The Boathouse, Polite Pig, Vivali El Gelato, and Wetzel's Pretzels. Okay, so literally everyone is doing
that's crazy
something holiday themed. This is definitely more than has happened in previous years.
I don't really remember this before, so this is exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely on our Disney Springs night, we're hoping to eat at Homecoming if we can get our reservation.
For sure.
We'll have to make it over for a vampire Mickey cone, I think.
Definitely, yeah. And that drink from Amorette's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that, let's get into some general party considerations and some tips and tricks to make your evening run more smoothly. So depending on if you're already in the park or if you're waiting outside of the gates of Magic Kingdom, you have a couple of options to pick up your wristbands. If you're waiting outside of the park and only have party tickets, we would say to aim to be at the front of Magic Kingdom somewhere between an hour and a half to an hour or so before 4 p.m. So think around 2:30 to 3 o'clock. The outside of the park can get really, really long lines. I've seen the photos. It's crazy.
For sure.
It does move fairly quickly, all things considered, but it is best practice to get there early so that you can jump on your party as soon as possible, especially if you do intend to enter the Jack and Sally queue right away. We did it last time.
Yep.
I can't remember how long we were in the line.
It was about 80 minutes.
It was long.
Yep.
But we got some fun photos.
We did, yeah.
Our kids would never be able to wait that long. Either way, when you enter the park, you'll be given your wristband identifying you as a party guest. And then this is where you're also going to be given your tote bag for trick-or-treating and a party map. Then you're going to be funneled to the right just behind Main Street. There's the first trick-or-treating station here and some characters and some cast members greeting you into the park. Some fun music, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And then typically speaking, the Jack and Sally meet and greet at Town Square opens right at 4. Okay, so like Lucy was saying, if you want to get a jump on meeting them right away, you should definitely hop in line immediately when you enter the park. If you're near the front, right, you could have a shorter wait. But if you're, towards the back, that line, everybody is going there, right?
Yes.
So it's like rope drop in the morning. If you're near the front, shorter wait. If you're near the back, longer wait. It's just what it is. Yeah. If you were already in the park with a day ticket, but you also have a party ticket, you don't actually have to exit the park just to come back in, right? There are designated stations inside the park where you're going to be able to pick up your wristband, tote bag, and party map. So in past years, there's actually been several locations, but it looks like this year there's only 2. One at Tortuga Tavern at Adventureland across from Pirates, and then another one at Monsters Inc. La Flor in Tomorrowland. I will say I've seen on social media, some people say that there's one at Philhar Magic or Fairy Tale Hall, but that's not confirmed because on the My Disney Experience app, it just lists the 2.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
I'm not sure at this point. So your mileage may vary here. Either way, though, it does not matter. Lines get long here, especially right at 4 p.m. when everybody is looking to pick up their wristband, right? So if you're not in a rush, wait like 30 minutes or so, go ride a ride or grab it after, right? The lines are going to die down, right? Once that initial rush is kind of through to picking up their stuff. And then you're just going to face a shorter wait, right? Aside from that, like we said, the party itself doesn't officially start until 7 p.m., right? So this is a good time to just, ride some rides, grab a bite to eat, and just take advantage of some quote unquote park time. Or like we said, right, now is also a good time to meet Jack and Sally if you don't mind waiting in a, 80, 90, 100-minute line because you're not going to be doing anything else anyway. You're not technically tuning into party time, right? Because it doesn't kick off till 7. Right. So it's your time to do with what you want to do with.
Yeah, exactly. And then when it comes to eating, if you want to try some party exclusive eats, we suggest eating a bigger lunch and then snacking throughout the evening. We definitely discourage table service meals during the party because this is going to eat up precious time. The party really is only 5 hours, 7 to midnight. So if you go and dine at Cinderella's Royal Table or something like that, you could easily eat 90 minutes or so of your party hours sitting there.
That's right. Yep.
Plus, there are tons of exclusive character meet and greets, like we said earlier, which you can only find during the party. And then on that note, some of the other popular meet and greets outside of Jack and Sally that are going to draw long lines are Winnie the Pooh and Friends at Thoughtful Spot. The wait time will typically be pretty long here as well. Definitely. Everybody wants their pictures with them.
They look so cute.
They do. Yep. Mickey and Minnie at Town Square gets decent lines as well, though never quite as long as Jack and Sally.
That's right, yep.
And then over at Pete's Silly Sideshow, Donald and Daisy will attract lines as well, although same thing, not quite as long as Winnie the Pooh and Jack and Sally. If your family is prioritizing character meet and greets, this is definitely going to take up a lot of your party time. There's just no way around it.
The lines are long.
You can't buy fast passes for these ones.
That's right.
So you can easily wait an hour or so in these lines. So we'd say pick 1 or 2 that are most important to you and then just move on with the other offerings. Like we picked Jack and Sally that time with us. Yep. With our kids, I don't think we'll be able to get them to wait that long.
No, maybe Mickey and Minnie.
Maybe Mickey and Minnie just for a fun, and then we'll just do the one. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. You have to prioritize for sure. It's just what it is. And if meet and greets are less important to you, then you can prioritize rides, right? Mm-hmm. So Tron and Tiana's Bayou Adventure have standby lines at the party, and these will be lower than during regular park hours, right? Once the party actually starts, given that guests are just going to be busy doing the other things, right? Like character meet and greets. The party exclusive entertainment like the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular and Booty Parade, they start fairly early in the party, right? So if you're there in August through September, a strategy that has worked really well for us in previous years, and the one we always suggest, is watching the Not So Spooky fireworks at 10 o'clock, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular at 10:35, and then the second parade at 11:15. So basically all in like a 80-minute period here, you're seeing all 3 of the big entertainment. If you stake out a good spot along the parade route, you're actually going to be able to catch all 3 shows without barely moving at all, which is a good way to just, get them all done in one fell swoop. With this strategy, you can also use the time of the first parade, which is 8:15, to get in line for, a popular attraction or a meet and greet, right? So if you were not at Jack and Sally earlier in the night, this might be a good time to do it. Another strategy too is if you know you're going to be staying till the bitter end, right? You can also do the fireworks at 10, the 11:15 parade, and then head to the castle for the last show, which is at midnight. Okay, so this opens your evening right up until just before the fireworks, because you can be doing whatever else up until basically like 9:30, 9:45 until fireworks, and then you're doing all your shows basically right at the end.
And then you're running for your bus.
Of course. The big risk here is weather. Okay. Yep. So let's say you wait until 9:30 to start doing the big entertainment, and then it starts pouring cats and dogs. Well, maybe you see none of it, right? Which would be a big bummer.
Yeah.
So again, you just got to weigh that.
And check your weather networks.
Yeah, that's right.
And alternatively, assuming that they do the same as last year and add a 4th Villain Spectacular at 7:35 in late September and October.
Which they will do in October.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. So you can catch the show then. Then you can watch the first parade at 8:15, do a few more party offerings like rides or a less popular meet and greet before the 10 o'clock fireworks. Or you could do the 8:15 parade, the 9:05 stage show, and the fireworks at 10 p.m. Either itinerary works really well, especially if you do have younger kids with you and intend to leave after the fireworks earlier in the evening. What we will say, though, is that you should have a plan on when you want to see these 3 offerings specifically, and then work the rest of your party around that.
Absolutely, for sure.
And in case there's inclement weather or something that hinders those plans, it's always good to have a backup plan as well.
I would say have 2 options, right? Like a plan A and a plan B, so that, if something happens or you just get stuck in a line longer than you thought you were, right?
Absolutely.
And then you don't make it to the first parade or whatever, then, you can pivot and go to plan B.
Absolutely. And then for the trick-or-treating, the lines do tend to get way less busy at the last bit of the party. And not only that, but the cast members tend to be very generous with the candy later in the evening. So that can definitely be the best time to do those if you are staying closer to midnight.
Absolutely, for sure. And on that note, another question that we often get is what kind of costume can you wear, right, to the party? So yes, you can definitely wear a costume, of course, right? It is a Halloween party, but with a few caveats, right? So there are costume guidelines listed on the Walt Disney World website. So you're listening to this here, but always default to the Walt Disney World website because that's the standard you're going to be held to, okay? These are always subject to change, so make sure you have a look there leading up to your party night so that you have the most up-to-date information, right? Because you don't want to get to the party wearing something and then just figure out that you have to either leave it behind or you're denied entry. All of it's bad, okay? So essentially what it boils down to is that you can dress as your favorite character, but you just can't pose for pictures, right? Or sign autographs for other guests. So what that basically means is you can dress the part, but not to the point where other guests would mistake you for a cast member, right? And this is for obvious reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
Plus, costumes do have to be family friendly, right? So nothing offensive, nothing depicting violence in any way, which is just, again, common sense, right? You're at Walt Disney World. You can't have props that could be used or mistaken to be weapons, right? So obviously nothing sharp or dangerous that could be hazardous to the other guests around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing to consider is that layered costumes or costumes that wrap around your body are discouraged and they can't reach or drag on the ground. So, for example, you are allowed to wear capes, but they can't reach below the waist. Some examples of accepted accessories that Disney gives are transparent wings, plastic lightsabers, toy swords, and tutus. And you obviously can wear headwear like hats, tiaras, and similar things as long as it does not cover your face. Kids under 13 are allowed to wear masks, but this can't impact their vision or peripheral vision. So basically the eyes can't be partially or completely covered. And then guests over 14, masks are a no-no.
Yeah, exactly. 13 and under, yay. 14 and over, no.
No.
So essentially what it boils down to, right, is use your best judgment. And when in doubt, just defer to the website. If you don't meet the guidelines, right, you might have to change or you might be denied entry, like I was saying. So that's definitely not something you want to find out when you're trying to get in with the crowds, when it's busy, right,
Exactly.
on party night. So again, it's just being prepared. And not to sound like broken records, but you do need to be super mindful of the weather forecast, right? Not for rain though, because specifically it's still like August and September, right? So usually very hot, usually very humid during those first 2 months of the parties and really into October as well. So don't wear something super bulky and heavy, right? Because you're going to be like sweating and dying in there,
So
right?
true.
So
Yeah.
something light, something breezy, or, layers that you can shed if it gets really, really hot that you can potentially put back on, if it gets cooler after the sun sets. But yeah, expect it to be hot and then expect it to rain at some point. Even if it's not in the forecast, it almost is certainly going to rain.
Yes.
This could range from a quick like 10-minute drizzle to like unrelenting downpours. Okay. So again, that can really spoil a party. So just being prepared for that is your best bet. One thing here too is that Disney has actually updated their wording for inclement weather for this year. So they say that the party is going to continue in most inclement weather. They do say that if there's thunder, lightning, or rain, some attractions are going to close, right? Which is really not different from normal operations during the daytime, right? So think like Big Thunder, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. When there's heavy rain or lightning or thunder, they close during the daytime, right? So that's no different during party hours. They also said that trick-or-treat trails are going to remain during inclement weather, so they're going to stay open through rain. They also state that the entertainment offerings, right, showtimes and attractions and experiences are subject to change without notice. Okay, so that means inclement weather could affect outdoor entertainment. Again, this means fireworks, the Hocus Pocus show, and the parade. Again, that's a big bummer, but it's for the safety of the cast members, so that disclaimer is there.
Yes, absolutely. If your party is completely rained out, Disney has previously granted guests with a park hopper ticket and then on rarer occasions, a ticket for a future party, which may or may not be helpful depending on if you live far away and where this lands in your trip. The reality is you could miss out on some or most of the entertainment if it gets rained out. We know that can be extremely disappointing, so preparing for that potential can definitely go a long way.
Agreed. Yep.
Another thing we often get asked is if you should go to Magic Kingdom on a party day. And here's our take. If you only have one Magic Kingdom day and you want it to be a full day, park open to close, including the Happily Ever After fireworks show, then we would definitely say no to this.
That's right.
Because you're not going to see those fireworks and you're going to be missing out on a few hours of park time. If you have a longer trip and more than one Magic Kingdom day, or if you're at peace with not staying for those fireworks, then it could definitely be a good strategy. So crowds tend to be lower on party days because obviously some people don't want to make that their only Magic Kingdom day on a party day and then miss out on that extra time in the park without having to pay extra.
That's right. Yep.
Which makes sense. So it totally depends on how you are structuring your trip.
Yeah, that's right, of course. And we also often get asked if the parties are worth it. And to that, we'd say like a cautious yes. Okay. So the entertainment, in our opinion, is great. And that's enough reason alone to go to these parties. The snacks are fun. The meet and greets are awesome. There's really a lot to love about the parties. But, okay, there are a few caveats here to consider if you're on the fence. Okay. So one, it's busy and hectic. Okay. So we know a lot of people get really disappointed with the parties. And I think that they're essentially just surprised at just how busy they are. And they say essentially it feels too busy and they don't think it's worth it because of that. To that, we'd say that the reason it feels busier is because people aren't funneled into queues in the attractions like it is during daytime hours, right? They're kind of out and about and enjoying the offerings and like enjoying the atmosphere. So it feels like there's more people in the lands and the walkways than during daytime hours.
It is way less busier than daytime hours. But yes, we're all just kind of condensed into one area together.
That's exactly right. Okay. Another thing too is that the cost is high. There's no denying that, right? Yeah. And we're talking, tickets are close to $200 for most nights, right? So a family of four, that's nearing $800. So it's definitely not cheap. That's just the reality. And wait times for party exclusive stuff are going to be inflated, right? So we're talking about lower attraction wait times, which is accurate. But again, Jack and Sally, it's going to have like a 90-minute wait or more. Pooh and their friends is going to be, again, an hour or more. It's like, so the party exclusive entertainment, yes, it will be busy. You're not going to find low waits there. Everybody that's at the party wants to do those things too. Yeah. So it will be busy. Yep. Okay. It's just what it is. But again, if you know that going in, you can set your expectations to the realities of the party, right? So that you don't end up disappointed, essentially, is what it boils down to.
Yeah, exactly. If shows and meet and greets are really not your thing, then this is honestly not for you, in my opinion. Yep. At the end of the day, try to be honest with yourself and look at the realities of the party, and you're going to be the best judge to figure out if it is worth it for you. The advice we give for the party isn't a big departure from our usual advice. Figure out what's important to you and your family, plan your itinerary around that. Prepare yourself that a wrench could wreck your plans, like weather, and anything you can get done beyond your planned itinerary is just the cherry on top, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. Couldn't agree more with that. And that's basically it for Mickey's Not So Scary. Okay. Outside of that, you're going to find a few other Halloween themed offerings across property. Over at Hollywood Studios, Hollywood and Vine gets Minnie's Halloween Dine, right? It runs through the Halloween season. Minnie and the gang all wear their Halloween best, and you're usually going to find some seasonal items on the dessert menu and on the buffet menu, right? And then over at Epcot, the Food and Wine Festival is going to be in full swing later this month, right? That starts on August 27th. That's not really Halloween themed. I would say it's more fall themed. Some of the global marketplaces definitely get a fall twist, I would say. So think like pumpkin flavors and like similar flavor profiles. There's also Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit Scavenger Hunt, which is a Halloween take that runs side by side with Remy's Hide and Squeak during the festival, right? But that starts usually closer to Halloween. But like we always do, right? We're going to do a dedicated food and wine episode closer to the festival, which again, that starts on the 27th after the Foodie Guide is released, which should be very, very soon here. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. We are definitely looking forward to the Food and Wine Festival. In terms of Halloween decorations across the 4 parks, Magic Kingdom is really the only one that gets a significant makeover, which makes sense because it's the only one that hosts a Halloween-specific event. Those iconic Mickey pumpkin heads will be all over the lampposts that line Main Street USA and all around the hub in front of Cinderella Castle as well. In the green space in the middle of Town Square, there are scarecrows with pumpkin heads. They aren't scary, obviously, they're just fun Halloween decorations. The entrance to the park has 2 giant pumpkin heads as well that make for great photos. You'll also see pumpkins and decorative swag all around the windows in the entrance to the park and along Main Street. It is very, very pretty, and we love Halloween at Magic Kingdom.
Yes, definitely, for sure. And over in Disney Springs, there's usually starting in August through Halloween, what they call Fall in Disney Springs, right? Which just features like fall themed decorations, photo opportunities, themed entertainment, and seasonal treats. Again, like we went over a bit of the foodie guide there. It's like unreal what they have this year. And yeah, of course, you're going to find a ton of Halloween merch in all of the stores too. Like if you go to World of Disney, it's like Halloween threw up in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so very Halloween heavy. The resorts will get some seasonal decorations as well, and the resort restaurants will all get seasonal items too. So things, treats and bakery items, like with a Halloween twist. So yeah, you don't have to look far at all during this season to find spooky treats.
Yeah,
they're really literally everywhere.
I agree.
And like we said, Halloween merchandise is going to be at all the resort merchandise stores as well. Yeah, every resort is included in that.
Yeah, and then outside of that, that's honestly pretty much it. Halloween is not done up to the same level as Christmas, obviously, where the entire Walt Disney World Resort, including every park and every hotel, get Christmas offerings. But there's definitely more and more Halloween offerings with each passing year.
Definitely, yep.
There's a few ride overlays during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but there's no standing overlays like Haunted Mansion Holiday, which is amazing. And Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy at Disneyland, the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which becomes Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark at DCA. That one is pretty fun too.
Yes, absolutely.
It would be nice to see some of those offerings like that at Walt Disney World. I feel like they could do stuff with Tower of Terror, even just during those months, just change it up a little bit. Like I feel like things could happen. So maybe we'll see what the future holds for all that stuff. But we'll settle with what they've got for now.
For now, we have no choice. Yeah, we just have to deal with what it is.
Exactly.
If they brought a like Nightmare Before Christmas overlay at Haunted Mansion to the East Coast, I would love that. That would be awesome. But yeah, like you said, for now, it is what it is. And with that, thank you for joining us today to talk Halloween at Disney. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And as always, if you could leave us a rating and review, it would be greatly appreciated. If you choose to do so, you can leave reviews right on Apple Podcasts. And for Spotify, you can leave a rating.
You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Go to the Parks, as well as on our Facebook page, Let's Go to the Parks. We share some helpful reels here as well as some fun ones. The link tree in the show notes will take you to all of our socials.
Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.